Welcome back to Brad's Beer Reviews. Next up is a beer, I'm going to be honest, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. It is Pachamama Porter by TwoEvil. It's an evil twin. And my friend JJ picked this up for me. And I'm going to show you how goofy I am, or how I guess a person can be goofy at, if they don't take time to really look at something. He told me he had some beers for me, and so he hands me a six pack holder with 6 beers in it, 6 different beers, and I just kind of pulled this one out of the box at first and looked at it and glanced at it, and something about the colors, and I guess I saw the pack. I thought this was Pac-Man Porter, and I thought, oh, awesome. He picked it up because he knows I love video games. I'm a big fan of video games. I've recently got into actually collecting. But that's not what this is about. Anyway, so I had a laugh about that after I realized that is not what this is called. But nonetheless, it's a very cool can, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep it. I've got my information written down here, guys, so just bear with me. I usually have a laptop, so it's a little bit easier to access, but that thing got broke and I had to move back to a desktop computer, so it makes things a little bit harder. What I've got on it, Beer Advocate gave it an 84. There's no rating by the bros. Rate Beer gives it a 78 overall and a 68 in the style. It looks like I can't tell if I actually wrote 6.8 or 6.5 ABV. I want to say it was 6.8. You can visit the website at eviltwin.dk, but unless I missed it, you're not going to find this beer on their website, and I actually sent them a tweet asking about it. Haven't heard back yet. Let's see. Oh, they're out of Brooklyn, New York, and that's unfortunately all that I have on this beer here. Okay, well, on the can here it says, I guess there's a brewery called Two Roads. I've never heard of them. If you have, let me know. I might have to look them up. It says this is a Two Roads Evil Twin collaboration beer. It's an ale brewed with sweet potatoes, purple maize, and some kind of chili peppers. I can't read that, so I'm not even going to try. And this can actually says it is 6.5, so I was right the first time. I'm going to go ahead. I usually don't do a lot of this. I'm going to read the back of it to you. It says, introducing the second TwoEvil collaborative brew from Two Roads and Evil Twin. This Peruvian-style porter was created after a trek to Peru using local ingredients like sweet potatoes, purple maya, and algae pince chili peppers. A test batch was brewed at Cervecería Barbarian in the capital city of Lima. The result is this unique brew with earthy spice notes, a hint of chili, and deep brown color of a classic porter. That is very interesting. Since our ingredients were provided by Mother Earth, we decided to pay tribute and name our beer for Pachamama, the Earth Mother of Incan mythology. Cheers, Phil Jeppe. Well, that is interesting. Not that I think this beer is going to even remotely compare to the other, but seeing this is made with sweet potatoes made me think of the first beer review that I did, which was the Jefferson Sweet Potato Stout by Lazy Magnolia, and I was not a fan of that. But we'll see how this goes. Some of you out there may be saying, you're pouring it too fast. Well, I've had a problem with getting the heads on the beers here lately, so I'm not trying to pour as much down the side. It worked out on the last beer. This one's got quite a bit of head on it, but it'll work out. while we're waiting on the head to go down a little bit so I can pour the rest of this in there. This has a frothy beige head. Almost looks like chocolate milk. The color is black, kind of on the lighter side of black. It's got plenty of bubbles, but they're not moving real fast. It's more so sticking to the side of the glass. The light hits it, it's got a red tint to it. Honestly, guys, it looked quite a bit like the neon brown that I reviewed just before this one. And if you go back and watch that one, that is supposed to be a brown ale, and I mentioned that it looked more like a porter, and I think, or it did not seem like a brown ale. My dad said that the neon brown reminded him of a porter, so I'm not going to take credit for that. But nonetheless, if you look at this beer here, you can see that his fillings on it was correct. I mean, this looks very similar to that neon brown. Now, with that being said, it looks very appetizing, especially the, I want to see how the bitterness is on this. We will comment on that in a second, but especially the head on this, it is very appetizing. It's very frothy. It just looks inviting. Now, we're going to get an aroma first because I try to do these things in order, but I do want to let you know that I tried getting some of the foam for the flavor, not because I just like sticking my finger in the glass. I typically do not do that. I did that because of Louisiana Beer Reviews mentioning with Budweiser that if you get some of the foam or some of the head, that you can actually taste the hops that do not seem present when you're actually drinking the beer. So I was curious how it would be with this beer, and we'll find out how that stands up to the taste of the beer. This head on here is very peppery, very hoppy, but it's not to the degree that it is too much. I reviewed the Sriracha Stout by Rogue not too long ago, and even though I do like spicy foods, that was too spicy for me. Just based on the head on this one, it does not seem like that's going to be the case. Let's get an aroma on this. Get that peppery smell. I'm going to guess that comes from the chili peppers. There's a faint sweetness to it, so I'm hoping that's a good balance in the flavor. Malty smell. Maybe a toasted bread smell. Faint chocolate. It's actually a pretty complex nose on this one, guys. Yeah, roasted malts really stand out. The pepper almost burns my nose, but it's not as invasive or as intense as the Rogue Sriracha Stout was. We're gonna get a taste on it, guys. Let me get one more drink on that before I comment. Okay, right off the bat, I'm very impressed. As I was talking about the aroma on it, it completely slipped my mind, even though we just talked about it. I guess because I'm not used to it as a beer ingredient, but the sweet potatoes. I did not smell that in the aroma whatsoever. But you can taste that sweet potato sweetness in the beer. And that's what I was looking for with the Jefferson Stout. I was so disappointed with that because it did not remind me of sweet potatoes. And that's the entire reason I bought the beer. You can taste that sweet potato sweetness in this. You can taste the pepper from the chili pepper, but it's not intense. It's not spicy to the extent that it's going to just completely take over your palate. There's actually a good balance in this beer with the sweetness and the spicy notes. And that's what I was looking for in the Sriracha Rogue Stout. The Sriracha Rogue Stout was way too spicy. And I didn't enjoy it. To be honest, I didn't finish it. And that's not like me. I usually don't pour a beer out, but I could not finish that one, guys, and I tried to. This is very good. You get that roasted malt right there on the finish. The mouthfeel is light to medium. The hop bitterness is there on the palate at the end of the swallow, not right as you finish the swallow, but it lingers around, but it's a good complement to the flavors. That sweetness really, I'm sorry guys, I feel like I'm all over the place with this one, but I'm excited about it. It's very complex, yet it's very easy to distinguish. The flavors complement each other very well. But what I was going to say is the sweetness there, it really just kind of cleans it up. It comes back. The hop bitterness, there's some beers that the hop bitterness is just too intense and it really just hangs around on the palate. This, there's enough there that I can tell that it's got some hops in it. It's got some character. But that sweetness kind of cleans it up, so it's not going to, what comes to mind for me is it's not going to interfere with your food. I think this will be a good complement to, the first thing that actually comes to mind for me, guys, is hot dogs over a bonfire. If you're like me, when I fix my hot dogs like that, I like them almost burnt. I love that caramelization around the outside of the hot dog. Is caramelization the right word? I'm not a world-class chef. I don't know these terms, but you guys know what I mean. I like that char. Maybe that's the correct word. I like the char around the hot dog, and I really think that a nice charred bonfire hot dog would go great with this. And by the same token, I think that something like a s'mores would go great with this, with the sweet notes. I think it would complement very well. This is a very well-made beer, guys. It is very good. I haven't checked to see if I'm the first person to do a review on this, but I wouldn't be surprised if I am because I had problems finding information on it. I'm going to check that out. So, I'm going to give this beer a rating that I reserved for only a select few. I don't know that I may have given 2 of these out on this channel so far. And I'm going to give this one an A. I hope that I can drink this again. I have never seen it before. So thank you, JJ, for picking it up. I hope that you got you one too, because you need to try it. If you've had it before, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. If you haven't, you owe it to yourself to pick this one up. It is a very good beer. Thank you for joining Brad's Beer Reviews, and I've got one more coming up. Stick with me. Thank you for watching.